Hey everybody, this is Joe from Archery Northwest,
And Megan from Archery Northwest.
and we're bringing you the 3 o'clock line time for the shoot that is occurring this weekend at Advantage Archery in Twin Falls, Idaho. It is for the Heart Foundation, and it is put on by Archery Northwest, and it is, let me correct that, it is put on by Advantage Archery, but there's qualifying shops that are participating in this all throughout the area. So there's about 5 other shops that have shoots going on right now for their qualifying score. This is put on by that young lady on the left there, Jacey. She's standing with the owner of Advantage Archery, Caleb, and they got together a few months ago and said, we want to put something together to raise money for the American Heart Foundation. It's a big deal to us. There's a huge cause. It's her senior project. It's got a personal, it strikes a personal chord for her. And what is neat about this is there's so many shops and clubs participating that have archers shooting their qualifying scores there. Saves them the trip down for the weekend until tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll have a full house here. You're looking at the 3 o'clock line. I think they just started their first scoring in, and this is a 450 round. So we'll explain this as we go. So this is a Vegas style shoot, but X's are going to be 11.
That's correct.
It is a 450 round, and
Possible
what happens?
Score of 495.
And what'll happen is they're going to shoot this score, and then it's going to put them wherever they land in the brackets, and then they'll shoot brackets all the way up to the top tomorrow in the division that they signed up under. So that the neat thing is with so many people participating in different locations, the cool thing about this is there might be 20 people shooting at Archery Idaho and Pocatello and Idaho Falls, a mixed bag of archers there. You've got a location that they're shooting a qual score in Utah. You also have at Nampa Bow Chiefs over in Nampa, Idaho, that's going to do a qual round this evening. And it just saves people that had to work a little extra and they couldn't take the whole weekend off, or they weren't prepared to come over and stay a couple of days. It lets them shoot at their local shop or club, and then they show up here for the finals. So there's people that still traveled here. So we see people from Nampa here, and even from Washington State. You got Bodie Turner shooting this line time at 3 o'clock. He wants to use this as a preparatory shoot to test some things out that he's been working on, and we might get a chance to talk to him a little bit later.
Yeah, you did get a chance to talk to him on the noon line today.
Yep.
And he had a lot of good insight, so people could go back and watch that interview with him as well in case we don't get a chance to follow up with him specifically during this line. So
yeah, and we talked about, on that, it'll be neat to listen to. What we talked about is why he hasn't signed with a specific company yet, and what's behind that in his mind. What companies are, how they talk to him differently because he hasn't signed. What I've noticed in this industry, being in it for 25 years, how that's different than the common, you've got a great D1 athlete that's shooting really, really well, and they choose the team they're going to shoot for, and then they sign a contract, and then they stay under that contract for several years. Bodie has chose not to do that for specific reasons, and you'll get to hear those. So go find this, the first part of this, the 12 o'clock line, and you'll get to watch an interview, about 10-minute interview with Bodie explaining some of those things. So here's who we are. We're Archery Northwest. We go around the entire Northwest trying to film as much as we can.
That's right.
At the local pro shops and the local clubs, and try to support and grow the sport of archery. That's really important to us. We're really biased towards clubs, and we're really biased towards pro shops. We have 4 of them ourselves on the West Coast in Washington and Oregon. And here's who we are. So I'm that good-looking bearded dude right there, and then Megan's hanging on my shoulder.
Looking a little bit younger than I currently look. but
Yep.
nonetheless.
Yep. And our little dog Odie, we've had for 17 years, is in the truck. And Ruby, same age, she's out looking for food probably. Then you got our son Hunter. He's up on the roof there, or on the roof of that fifth wheel. He's shooting. It looks like some type of prototype bow, so we can't really divulge that.
No.
And he's not allowed to talk about it, I don't think. So that's us in a nutshell. So if you are looking up shoots in the area, please tag us in on that. Please talk to the shops about if they've got a big shoot that is going to that we can get to and try to support. We certainly will. Of course, there's just 2, maybe 3 of us doing this, so it's really hard to get to all of them, but we want to try to support as much as we can. So we cover Oregon, Washington, and Idaho, and we're the furthest we've been down in Oregon so far is Eugene at the Straight Arrow Bow Hunter. So that's an awesome shoot we go to every year.
And that one's actually in Redding.
Oh, I'm sorry. We do go to Redding, and we film in Redding too.
Cascadian.
Yeah. Cascadian is who I was
the Greater
mixed up
Oregon
with.
Safari we have been down to as
Yep.
well.
So
So here we have the bottom line here, and furthest from us in lane 19, it looks like we have Phil. In lane 18, Caden Hoffman. 17 just went to full draw, Smokey. 16 just went to full draw, Hagen. We've got Jeff McKee next to him. Coming closer to us on the screen is Frank. Then we've got Butch, Ivan.
And I think that's all we can see on that view.
Yeah.
We'll show
Yeah.
you the other half in just a few minutes on that bottom line. Then we'll cover that top line when they get up to. So, like, subscribe, help us grow the channel. We want to make sure that we are showing you as much footage as we can from around the Northwest. The neat thing about a shoot like this is that this was an easy one to pick for us to come to. When Jacey was over at Nampa Bow Chiefs shooting, and we started hearing it from Bodie on the west side, and down in south in Oregon, we were hearing about the shoot. We had to be here, so we called Caleb up at Advantage Archery and said, hey, would you mind if we came over and set up and film? It's going to be a little intrusive. We got a lot of wires, a lot of stuff going everywhere. All the archers are super friendly towards us. Again, a lot of them know us because of our business on the west side anyway. We have Archery World, but for them to just be so receptive to us and just come here on the spur of the moment for their thing, when we reached out to Caleb, he's like, sure, come on over. We want to give him kudos.
Absolutely.
Runs a really good shop, got a great inventory in Twin Falls, Idaho. If you live in this area and you haven't been here, you need to check it out.
That's right. Very appreciative of the hospitality and working with us to get set up. So now we have the top line. On the far end, we've got Keith. Next to him looks like Chet. Just inside of Chet is going to be Cash. And then next to Cash is in that lime green or neon green, Concept X. You've got Bodie Turner and Cisco next to Bodie. So I imagine we'll see some head-to-head shooting against those two this weekend. Jackson is there in the Hoyt hat. Next to Jackson, we got Troy, Brett, and in the camo, I believe, is Morgan. So we'll try and, provide some footage, give you guys some little snaps down to the targets, and hopefully give you things you want to see. people you want to
And
see.
You just watched Cisco break that shot on the far end in the purple. He won last year that division, and he took out some stiff competition too. So we'll see tomorrow who all's on this list. So right now what they're doing is Jacey's got her hands full. So what she's doing, she's starting to already accumulate scores. She's taking the line times that are already shooting in different locations, and she's trying to get those in the system. She's trying to make sure that she knows that they're settled and right, so she can rank them according to where they fall. And then she has to do these last ones. I'm not sure what the latest line time at Nampa Bow Chiefs is. I want to say they had a 6 or 7 o'clock line time this evening.
Yeah,
that
I'm
being
not
said,
sure.
the final stacking up and the brackets will end up being a little bit later, but we'll post those up on Instagram, on the Archery Northwest Instagram page. So check that out. As soon as we've got them in our hands, you'll get to see them too. I'm sure Caleb and Jacey will have them posted up on Jacey's personal Instagram page,
As
and
well
also
as-
as Advantage Archery.
Correct.
So follow them if you don't as well.
So we'll try to get a little view of the other half of the line. Again, bottom shooters shoot first, and then top shooters. So we'll kind of hone in on those archers.
Yeah. And let me mention something that Bodie said in the other video that we put out from the 12 o'clock line. One thing he mentioned that we were comparing or how he sorts through what bow he's going to like. So he won Vegas a couple of years ago with an Invicta.
Yep.
Well, that Invicta was used to him. It wasn't a new bow. He wasn't sure what he was going to like. He had his hands on a couple of other bows, and he ended up shooting some new stuff, some old stuff, some everything else, and he ended up shooting and winning with the Invicta at Vegas. Well, what his point was in telling us that is getting new archers into it. You don't have to go out and see how much money you can spend to be good. That's not what's going to make you good. What's going to make you good is getting good equipment, and that does matter, but making sure it's set up right and you're training correctly. That's the biggest point that he was trying to make. So when you see all this high-end equipment here, you have to realize most of these archers here shoot year-round, and a lot of them, I'd say 95+% of them, naturally in the Northwest hunt, and so since they shoot year-round, they pick up a target bow because it's lighter poundage. They can shoot more accurate with it. They deck it all out. They get colors put on it. A lot of people shoot freestyle, meaning long stabilizers out of the front, a scope so they can magnify the target a little bit more, but they don't go hunt with that. They just want to be hyper competitive, so they set their bow up in that way. It doesn't mean you have to. It's just a choice they do because they already most of them have a hunting bow and don't need to, they don't have the same desire when they're shooting competition to shoot that same setup. Some people do, and there's divisions for that, and a lot of shoots that would be like bow hunter freestyle equipment, what you would kind of walk in the woods with, but the bow could still have color on it. It's up to the individual's preference.
Yep. So, lady that just shot there, Maddie on target 7. There in lane 10, you can see Sophia. Sophia is a great young shooter.
Okay, so I put scores in. I haven't gotten the scores added up all the way yet, but I just put AI for Archery Idaho on them, and like all the scores are. And so far, there's 74 people shooting.
Okay, awesome.
You want the clipboard with it?
Sure.
All right, so this is the top line. And at half, they'll go ahead and they'll switch this around. So on the far right screen, in lane 7, we've got Selena. Next to Selena, in the blue shirt, we've got Jennifer Doremus. And I believe Jennifer won her class at this tournament last year. Lane 9 is Vanessa. Next to her at full draw with the white bow is Alexi. Colton Doremus is getting ready to go to full draw with that white bow. That is actually Jennifer's son. And next to Colton, we've got Morgan here in the camo. So we'll continue to bring you coverage, let you see kind of what goes into these shooters, kind of perspectives that they have. Looks like we had a shot there from Lexi where maybe she was not as thrilled about the shot, but let's look down there on number 10. Yeah, so as you can see, unfortunately, Lexi looks like she had one let go maybe a little soon, or had a little pump and release. Who knows? But she clearly was not happy with that shot. You can see, unfortunately, it did miss the target.
Well, let's talk about a couple of things. One thing is we know something that you don't. We're hoping that we can tease you with this a little bit on the weekend of the Archery World Classic, which is December 6th through the 8th. That we're going to release some information about something that we've been working on that we're really hopeful and proud about. And without a further ado, let's show you a little bit of something that we've been working on. That's just a little teaser there. So December 8th, we're going to release some information that we've been really working on. We put about a year and a half extra work into this project that we're doing, and we hope it's going to change the landscape of the whole entire industry. We think it will. Speaking about the Archery World Classic, one thing that you should know is we've got about 180 people signed up for that event right now. We're thinking that we're going to go over 200, maybe 225. That's our goal, and then it'll grow out of that particular shop in Lacey, Washington, and it'll go into a venue. And that's what we're really hoping for, so we can have some big shoots that shops can start to collaborate together. We're working with a couple of shops right now for the future on this shoot so that we can make it bigger, and these are brick and mortar shops that are helping us solve the industry's issues that we've had on certain things, so we're really proud of that.
That was a nice solid X there on target 8 bottom for Beretta McKee.
All right. While we're watching them shoot, I want to kind of go over the classes that there are. So we have an open class. The open class, anyone can sign up in the open class, men or women, but they do have a women's open class. So open class is you got Bodie, you got somebody that may be new starting, that's a male. They're all going to sign up into that same thing, shooting freestyle, meaning they can use that long stabilizer, they can use the scope, they can move the sight if they need to. Then you have women's open, same type of deal. Most of the ladies, it looks like in this particular thing, you've got the women that signed up in the women's open, men signed up in the men's open. Sometimes you'll get somebody like Paige shows up here, Paige Pierce, and she may sign up in the the open because she wants to compete against Bodie heads up. So
Absolutely.
she is not afraid to even think about that. So it doesn't mean you have to, that she's just shooting against all the other men. There's a senior class that it's freestyle, but it's men over 50. So everybody knows I'm 52. You start shaking a little bit more, so they are enough people here to do that. There's about, I want to say, 13 senior men right now. In the regular men's open, there's 28. Women's open, there's 11. Bow hunter, which is going to be if you're shooting a short stabilizer and following some rules that are established for the bow hunter freestyle class. It looks like there's 7. Youth and young adult, looks like you got just under a dozen, and that's a mixed bag of boys and girls. And trad, he's a lone gunman this weekend, but here nevertheless, so he wants to see what kind of shoot.
There may be some trad shooting out of Nampa Bow Chiefs.
Maybe tonight.
That shot qualification there, but.
Yep, it's probably true. They do have a big following in Nampa Bow Chiefs of bear bow shooters, so they would fall under that trad category. Then you got women's bow hunter. So there's less divisions here this weekend than in some other shoots, and that's just how they chose to break it down. Every club or shop can create shoots that are novelty style shoots like this and bring people into the sport.
So target 16 is going to be Cisco, who is one of the bow techs here at Advantage Archery. Target 17 on the top is Bodie Turners. And target 18 is Mr. Cash Drake. So those aren't the best angles per se for those targets, but when we do, so Cisco's got a shot coming in right there, and that'll do it for the top line. So we're getting a look here at a variety of different bows here. There's Jacey working hard. So one of the nice things, or I think a pretty cool thing about archery is archers typically score themselves. So when they go down, they're usually in groups of 4 to 6 shooters, and they call the arrows, record the scores. If there's a discrepancy or someone wants to appeal the score, they can call for a second, and another person on their target would give them their opinion of the score. And if they are if those two scores match, they go with that score as is. If those two who scored them differ, they will call for a final. And that final will come down, and whatever they score that arrow is, that score stands. So Joe had an opportunity to meet up with Jacey before the shoot and talk to her a little bit about why she decided to do this shoot and the importance it is to her. So let's take a look at that.
Archery in Twin Falls, Idaho, and I'm with Jacey, Cypriano. I'm not going to do it. All right, just stop it and do it again. All right, ready? Just leave it going.
Okay.
All right, just let it run. Just let it run. As soon as she sees the light, she starts laughing. So just let it go through.
Why is the light not shutting off?
That's because it's recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Hey everyone, this is Joe from Archery Northwest, and I'm here in Twin Falls at Advantage Archery, and I'm here with Jacey, and we're having a special shoot this weekend. Jacey, let's talk about this. I want you to talk about what the shoot's about, where the idea came from, what inspired you to do this.
So my grandpa passed away at the age of 46 with like super high blood pressure and cholesterol, and he didn't know he had it. And my dad has been diagnosed with it, and it's a genetic thing. And so all my donations and all the money I raise will go to the American Heart Association.
Awesome.
So yeah, because it just means something to me.
And this is a senior student project for you too, right?
Yeah, it's my senior project.
So that's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, so the shoot is a 450 game with X's as 11s, and then on Sunday it'll be a bracket style, like a Vegas or Lancaster shoot off.
All right, one of the things that's happening also is this isn't just happening at Advantage Archery.
Right.
What else is going on and how is it working?
So they're doing a qualifying line here at Advantage. They're gonna do one at Nampa Bow Chiefs in Nampa, Idaho, one at Idaho Archery in Pocatello, and one in Daddis Archery in Utah.
That's awesome. So the purpose of that is to save that extra drive and that hotel time, and it'll allow everyone to all get together on Sunday. They'll already have a pre-score or a qualification score, and so what'll happen is the shoot-off will occur on Sunday, right?
Correct.
And then they'll shoot from whatever spot they are, and it'll be a classic shoot-up situation. Yep. What you'll do is you'll have one winner in each division at that point, and so if there's 20 people in that division, but they're all qualifying in different locations, everyone will show up on Sunday, and they'll know where they stand, and they'll be able to shoot their way from the bottom to the top if they've got it going on that day.
Yep, exactly.
Anything else?
We have some super cool prizes actually. So first place will win a buckle. Second place is a release pouch from Just Don't Miss, and then third place will get custom engraved knives.
That's really cool. So we appreciate you putting this on and thinking about supporting others. And we also want to say a special thanks to Caleb, because without him offering this up and all these clubs and shops offering this up, it would be harder to put on. So we really appreciate their efforts in that too, and helping support the whole cause.
Yes, we do. but it means a lot to me.
All right. So that's pretty cool that she decided to do that for her senior project. She was able to take one of her passions, archery, and combine it with the charity, which is close to her heart, no pun intended, and combine the two. So great job, Jacey. So, just a friendly reminder, if you like seeing and watching these local archers in the Pacific Northwest, give Archery Northwest a like and subscribe on our Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook page so that we can continue to keep bringing archery to you. So that's Sophia on target 10 there. She shot the bottom target, number 2. And at full draw here in the black, we've got Lily on target 11. It looks like she's got solid shooting down there. At least 2 10s. Could be a 10 and an X. And that one she drilled solid X on the 11 bottom target. Sophia. Looks like 10 there.
Let's just talk briefly about the targets here. So you see everybody shooting a 3 spot that's on this line. How this works is they can put all 3 arrows in one, but so they don't take a chance on breaking their arrows, they shoot 1 arrow at each target.
Sure.
Inside of the yellow is 3 scoring rings. The very center, about the size of a dime, there's an X ring in normal competition, but in this particular competition it's scored as an 11. Then the 10 ring is about the size of a 50-cent piece, and the 9 ring is the rest of the yellow. There's 2 scoring rings in the red there. There's an 8 ring, that's the first red ring, and then a 7 ring, and then a 6 ring is that blue ring. If they miss that blue ring, they're going to get a 0. So, and they just assume that they're shooting well enough that they can shoot a 3 spot. Otherwise, you could shoot a single spot, which is what you see over on the wall right now. There's one single spot mixed in with all those 3 spots, and the single spot counts all the way out to 1 point. So the trad guy, he's going to be shooting the single spot this weekend.
Most likely.
Yeah, I can't imagine he would shoot a 3 spot, but maybe.
It
Most trad
provides
shooters.
the most opportunity to have every arrow scoring. So previously in the shoot, we saw, an individual shooting that 3 spot and had a little hiccup, and unfortunately shot out just to the left of the 6 ring. That was a 0 for that particular arrow. Had she been shooting a single spot, she likely would have received either 5 points or possibly 4, based on how far out of the 6 ring that arrow was. So it's pretty rare for people to necessarily miss, but it's not impossible, because there is a lot that can go wrong when you're at full draw. So right now it looks like that was the halfway mark. So archers are going to be flipping their targets, and they're going to, if they were shooting the top target, they're going to drop those targets down to the bottom. And those archers that for the first half were shooting the bottom target are now going to move their target to the top. And the goal is to ensure that everyone has equal opportunity to shoot top and bottom. Some archers have a preference on shooting better on the bottom or shooting better on the top, and this allows it to make it a little bit more fair. So that's what they're doing now, is making a switch to those targets.
Yeah, and I think the debate was when you switch, because this is there's 15 ends, so there's not an even number on each side. So some shops switch at end number 8, some do it at end number 7, because you have to be either one short or one above because of the 15 ends. A normal Vegas round is 300 points possible, and
With 30 arrows.
30 arrows, 10 ends. So at end number 5, you switch after you shoot that. So you shoot 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom. Here it's either 7 on the top, 8 on the bottom, or vice versa. So that's all it was, is just a little clarification. It's not going to affect any outcome, but we don't want anyone to have an advantage on shooting the entire time in one specific spot. That's all they train for. This kind of gives everybody a fair opportunity.
Can I see those? Is that okay?
Don't let us kill me.
Pretty sure. Check that confirm. Shooting that 8 o'clock line. Yeah.
All right, so we've got close up here of Cisco, Jackson to his left, Bodie with the green bow here. One of my favorite things to look at is the way people's follow-throughs are. So smooth. It's pretty awesome. That was Cash there, next to Bodie. Cash, I believe, the owner of Advantage Archery, Caleb. It's his son. So kids always, well, not always, but usually if parents are involved in archery, the kids are going to follow. So let's take a look. It looks like Cody has shot his 3 scores down on 17 bottom. Let's see what we can see. Those look like pretty solid shots. So 17 bottom are Bodie Turner's arrows. 16 bottom are Cisco's. And on 15 bottom, pretty solid shooting there for Jackson Higgins. So So here we have Jeff McKee at full draw. And just to the right of Jeff is Hagen. Smokey Doremus there. Caden. And off to the right there, Mr. Phil. So we do want to give another shout out to Jacey and to Caleb, the owner of Advantage Archery, for letting us come and film their Advantage Archery Heart Foundation shoot. Jacey has made this her senior project, and we're happy to be here and to support this great cause. So again, for those who are just tuning in, we've got Bodie Turner shooting on target 17 bottom. Cisco Cantu is shooting on 16 bottom. Jackson Higgins on 15 bottom. Up on 19, we've got Chet Manwaring and Keith Sikora on 20.
Ladies up there. This one. Cisco Pony.
All right. While we're watching them score, let's take a look at a little Archery World Classic action.
It's crunch time. You need those extra points.
I was just talking to Cisco. He's got the new Hoyt also. He said he's starting to get along with it. That's not uncommon when you get a brand new bow. It's not going to be set up like your last bow that you spent a year or two on, you know. So he's starting to feel it. Sounds like a little bit. So that's a good thing. And on the far end there, you see Keith. He was on he was on the USA team. He shoots on the disabled team. He has, he was in the military. He has a shoulder issue that he can't hold the bow out, or he can't hold his back arm up. So what you see and what you saw earlier, and we'll get a little close up, he hooks his release to the arrow D-loop, and what he does is he draws it back using his shoulder. So he pushes the bow away from him, then draw it back, points it at the ground, so he's being safe. So if something goes off, but he's doing that so efficiently. I mean, he's shot tens of thousands of arrows with it. I mean, it would probably take us, if we had a apparatus built for this is custom built, that it would probably take you 10 minutes to shoot the first arrow. But he has shot thousands and thousands of arrows that way. He triggers it with the palm of his hand. We'll get a close-up of that on this next end so that you can get a look at that, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to him and talk about that. So we've talked to him about it at the Archery World Classic in the past. We'll talk to him about it here. He's already signed up to shoot the Classic again this year. So that's going to be fun to get everybody back under that roof and kind of shoot out for over $20,000 in cash and prizes. So it's a huge payout that weekend.
Yeah, I look forward to that, and as I've been inputting registrations, it's been fun to see a lot of new names come through, both in the senior division, new names in the youth division. Even seen some new names in the championship division. So it's going to be pretty exciting to see the Archery World Classic unfold. And that is, again, December 6th through the 8th in Lacey, Washington. You can register by going to archeryworld.net, and there will be a link to click on and register. It is filling up, so there are a few line times that are completely full, but do still have openings on the Friday 6 p.m. line, the Friday 8 a.m. line, and a few on the Saturday 8 a.m. line. But Friday 1 o'clock and Saturday 1 o'clock are completely full at this time, and we look forward to seeing everybody out there. All right, so there you can see, trying to get a good, nice angle there of Keith Sakura. Chet is in front of him, and then in front of Chet, shooting the orange bow, is Cash Drake next to Bodie. So Chet and Bodie, they have some history shooting target leagues together at our Lacey shop. Let's see if we can see that shot of Keith's there.
Just in front of Keith, drawing back that Bowtech right now is Chet. That's his cohort in crime. So if he shoots that shot, now you'll get to see how Keith draws and shoots this shot. So he's making sure he's got his peep set and everything else. It's a little bit different when you don't draw it with the regular release. But look at his hand at his chest. So his hand at his chest is how he triggers that. So he's got a wire. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's the same thing that you trigger cameras with when you don't want to touch the button. You can stand off, and it's going to be more mechanical, and because of that, it's going to have less twist or torque with it. So I don't know if it looks like a bicycle handle grip. So you see how he's got it pulled right now. It looks like a brake lever on a bicycle, and as he relaxes that, I don't know if it's a relaxed shot or a triggered shot. So I'll ask him. So he may be relaxing the shoot, and I think he can set it up either way. Sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, if you just relax your grip that you started with, it'll slowly shoot, or he could just get to the edge and then continue to squeeze, and he's acting like it's a regular thumb button, but he's using his two fingers to actuate that. So we'll get a chance to talk to him and learn about that and kind of get a close-up look. So if you have a disability, it is not a deal breaker on shooting a bow. There's one-armed shooters that we've got set up. There's Keith has a shoulder restriction and a shoulder issue that's allowing him to qualify to be able to use equipment that's been built specifically for him.
Yep.
We've done it with people that have had amputations on their hands, and if you want to do it, shops can help you find a way. So go to your local pro shop and get in there and talk to them about it, and reach out to us. We have a lot of experience with that too. We're friends with Jeff Fabry. He's won several medals in the Olympics shooting disabled, and he's been a really valuable resource to helping all those disabled archers out there.
Yeah, so the hope is to not let those disabilities keep you from doing the things that you want to do. And that is just it's super inspiring to me and motivating to me to see. Sometimes it actually makes me think I'm crazy because I complain about how I shoot and how hard it is, and I'm dealing with everything as is, and so it puts things into perspective for sure, and it's very, very motivating to see and humbling to watch.
Okay.
All right, so we want to take a second and highlight the sponsors. So we've got Fusion Mechanical, Scaro Meats, Havelda, McCrea, Kyle Miller, Doug Auto Repair, Full Steam Espresso. We've got McCall Industrial, Shockey Sheet Metal, J&L Electric, Paramount Property, D&T Automotive, Blue Lakes Chiropractic, Just Don't Miss Archery, Wolverton Homes, Bill Peterson, McGuire Bearing, Paul and Deanna Smith, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, Havelda McCrae, and Advantage Archery, and Rock Creek Archers. And it looks like Threads USA, which is another local shop here in the Twin Falls area. So thank you to all the sponsors here that support this great event and support the archers here in Twin Falls.
Try to get them real quick before people look, and then they look. Oh, here, I can stay. I can
Jennifer Doremus on target 8. Looks like a solid 10 there. Her second arrow. And here we have Jacey. She is working hard at tallying scores and getting brackets built for tomorrow. So she's working hard. She's realizing oftentimes when you run a shoot, you're often not shooting the shoot. So she is busy recording scores and getting things lined up for tomorrow. So. you may have seen a little bobble there, a little jump on the release, just checking out to see where that arrow went. So as previously mentioned, sometimes there are hiccups that happened, and as you can see there on target number, let's see if we can scroll out, target number 3, and then the third, and she's just covering her face with the clipboard there, but bobbles happen. You kind of may get a little target panic, and it may cause you to kind of punch the release, or you start to collapse and then you pull back quickly and it makes the release go off. Sometimes when you have those, the arrow is going to go exactly where you want it, but most often when you have those kind of pump releases, the arrow goes exactly where you do not want it. And so that's a couple of different times we've seen that today. So like I mentioned, most of the time these archers are not going to have any issues scoring each arrow and hitting it in that 6 or better ring. But occasionally there are those hiccups that cause you to just completely shoot off the target and therefore give you a 0. So those are heartbreaking. It's hard. It's a heavy adrenaline dump usually when that happens, and sometimes a little hard to come back down off the ledge.
Shooting at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Thank the
Be
Lord.
here at 10. We're shoot at 10.
Start shooting at 10, not
Well,
here.
we have to be here at 10 anyway.
I get here, the shooting's already started.
Well, we're shooting at 10 o'clock. Is that where?
So Jacey just announced that tomorrow's brackets and shooting will start at 10 a.m. and we will again be here to get some coverage of that and hopefully provide some live updates for you.
All right, they're on their final end, but we want you to stay tuned. Just after this end is scored, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Cisco. He works here at Advantage Archery in Twin Falls, and we're also going to talk to Keith, the man we were watching shooting with the shoulder apparatus on so he can trigger it. So we're going to catch a couple of questions for them and then see how they did for the day and then wrap up, okay? So just don't go anywhere. I know it's the last end. Stick around. You'll get to talk to Cisco, who outright won this last year in the Men's Open with some stiff competition. We'll see how he feels about how his chances are this weekend and be able to follow up with Keith and talk to him about his device that allows him to shoot. All right, so they're down range, scoring up everything.
Yep.
I see some smiles, some laughs, some maybe what ifs, some maybe good stuff. I don't know. We'll catch up again with Cisco in just a minute. I'll drag him over here. We'll pick his brain about the weekend. And then, again, we'll do that with Keith. So don't go anywhere. Stick around for just a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap this up. And then, again, tomorrow, the shooting time will start at 10. We'll probably, they got some announcements that they always do at the beginning. They got a couple of practice ins. We'll probably, we'll start recording around 10:15, and as soon as the event's over, we'll get it posted up. Unfortunately, we're not able to go live because we're in a basement, not a lot of bandwidth where we're at, and so we can get it posted up within an hour of the shoot. So we don't feel like that's that bad to be able to get this coverage. So I think they got to sign around some scorecards, make sure everything's right before they turn it in, and then go from there.
That's right. So we look forward to new faces tomorrow who have come in after shooting qualification rounds there in Utah at, I don't know the shop it was in Utah, but there was Archery Idaho, Nampa Boat Chiefs. So we'll see some new faces tomorrow when we get ready to do the practice.
By tomorrow, we're gonna make sure we're giving them credit where it's due. So what we'll do is we'll get a really accurate list of how many archers were at each of these locations. We'll pull up their logo. We'll show you some shop information and support them. So they're running pro shops. They're getting people in there. They're supporting this shoot as well. So support those in that area that you live in. We really appreciate you doing that. Let me see if they got, I don't know, Bodie might have one more end. They might just be, I don't know if they got one more end or if,
you know how archers are at
I don't
high
know
performance.
if they're just going
they always have
closest
to work
to center.
it out a little bit.
Yeah, they could be going closest to center just to see. Who knows?
Yeah, could just be some side bets going on. You never know, but
I'll spin it around and see.
So it does seem like even after you're shooting, you're still trying to figure out maybe what didn't feel right, or work through some things, especially for both Cisco and Bodie, shooting those newer bows to them. So working out those kinks. And just keep your eye on. This is his. Just keep your eye on this if they're.
All right. We got Keith coming up. He's joining us here. He's only 6'3", 6'4",
6'6".
6'6". He's only
Short
6'6". Yeah. So we're gonna talk to him for a second about what he's got going on. Give me just a second. And so here's your mic there.
All right.
All right, so let's talk about what you got going on. I know, we've known you for a few years, so we kind of understand what it is, what, caused you to think through this and everything else, but a lot of people haven't. And if they've got a disability, sometimes that's just it. They don't think they can do anything. They can't enjoy the sport. They can't get out there and do stuff. Let's talk about you, what you did, what you decided to do, and who you worked with to start shooting again.
Well, after I got hurt in Afghanistan, I needed something to do, and they sent me to a adaptive sports camp where I got on the wrong bus and found myself at archery. I kid you not. I learned to shoot with two hands from a wheelchair, and then my shoulder disintegrated, and I started shooting with a mouth tab, and then my jaw broke. So I went and designed this. Company in Everett, Washington, FabTech, helped me with the shell and the little arm, and then I designed this part. It's just a short and sweeter from Trueball, a post wrapped in Kevlar, and then a bike handle.
Right, that's what we were describing. I mean, we described it kind of what you saw. It's a regular release head, but
Yep.
a lot of modifications to get it to work.
Yep.
Comes around like a trigger, and this is a bicycle cable.
Yep.
And then you just, we watched you squeeze it. Let's go through that process. Use three
I
finger,
can't
two
feel my
finger?
hand. So I squeeze and rub my hand across my belly,
Okay.
and then when I get midline, I have no feeling. When it starts to, I can't feel my fingers anymore, I know it's about to go off. So it's just like,
Gotcha.
hold
So,
tight.
so that's back tension.
Yeah.
Right. So you're using it in the same fashion there. So you don't want to know exactly what's going off.
Yep.
You're
It's
not
always a
just
surprise.
punching the trigger. You're dragging it, creating pressure. You can feel that happening. In your case, with your disability, you start to lose that sensation
Yep.
that a person would actually pick up on.
Yeah.
So it works backwards for you.
Yeah.
And then the
Everything's
shot happens,
backwards.
right? Yeah. So, well, how are you doing this weekend? How'd you qual?
I have no idea, they're still scoring.
So it's still adding
I
it
did
up, so-
okay.
Good.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, you saw the stool, I have to use that too because of balance.
Sure. And you're in men's open.
Senior.
Senior men's. So
Yeah.
you're in senior men's open.
I'm old now.
So yeah, I guess so. I see a little bit of gray in there, just a little. All right. Well, good luck tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on you. We'll see how things are stacking up, and we'll see you at the Classic. Thanks, buddy.
Definitely, thank you.
Appreciate it.
That belongs to you. Now let's see if we can get out of the chair. Oh.
All right. Now we're going to grab Cisco, and get him over here and talk about business in Twin Falls. And we're also going to see how he did today.
It'll live on forever.
All right, yeah, I caught him. He's in the middle of, like every great archer, they never can shoot enough. So we already finished, and you're starting to do practice and shoot off, and I want to see how it felt. So, how did it feel? How'd you shoot today?
I shot bad. Do you want me to hold this?
I think it'll be good, but you're welcome to. Yeah.
I'll hold this.
So, what do you know what you ended up with? 495 possible, because X's are 11s.
480 or 479, I'm not sure. I keep track typically myself, but I think it was either I missed 15 or 16. It was pretty bad.
Well, yeah, on your standards it would be bad. Some they would call that a win. So,
yeah.
And you won this outright last year. You went through some tough competition. So, or was it last year or the year before?
No, it would have been last year.
Yeah, last year. So you walked away with it. What do you feel like your chances are this weekend?
I feel good. I always put qualification like, I don't know. I don't take it serious enough, you know. I kind of change my anchor point, do some not so smart things that I probably shouldn't do, but it is what it is, you know.
I get that. And so, with that being said, let's talk about the bow. So you got the new Hoyt Concept X. Mm-hmm. Which one did you get?
Concept X 37.
All right. So, what are you comparing it to right now?
Honestly, that's the only bow I'm shooting, so I'm not really comparing it to anything. I'm kind of just going off what my Stratos felt like. I'm still playing with the bow. The bow feels great. It aims really good. I just, it's me, you know, not shooting it very good. So I got to put more time behind it. That's all.
Yeah, and we talked about that a little bit. I mentioned earlier when I asked you how it's going, you said you're starting to get to know it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's a big part of it that sometimes people don't understand. Sometimes you can pick up a bow and it make it feel like the one you had shooting lights out. Yep. But you had a Stratus for what, a year and a half?
I was shooting the Stratus for, it was 2.5 years since it was out.
So you pretty much had that as perfected as you probably could get it, right? And now you're not starting over ground zero learning how to shoot, but you and getting behind the bow may change some stuff.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, this bow is completely different. It aims way better. It's just a different cam, cycle, different cam completely. So it just likes a different style of shot, in my opinion. But I'm learning it. I changed my peep around today. I moved it up and down in the middle of the round. So I was trying to find that perfect sweet spot and I think I got it now. It feels really good. I just, we'll see how it goes tomorrow when I'm under some tension.
Awesome. Now remind me one more time. Is this going to be brackets? Is it going to be first against last, or is it going to be broke down a little bit differently?
So it's going to actually be flighted, so that all of the men's open will be flighted. Instead of there being a championship division that there's it costs more money to join into, it's going to be everybody paid the same amount. And I don't know exactly how many people are going to be in each flight, but the top shooter of that flight will shoot against the bottom shooter of that same flight. Okay. And then you'll go to flight 2.
Classic single elimination brackets once it's flighted out.
Yes, exactly.
Well, good luck tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on you, and I hope for the best.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. We want to tell you, stand by tomorrow. We're going to start filming around 10:15, and as soon as everything's finished, we're going to break it down. We're going to post it up, and we're going to make sure that we get it out there for you. So we appreciate everything that you guys do in supporting us and the channel. Like, subscribe, share it with friends. Everywhere in the Northwest we can get to, we try to do this. So you got some great shooters here this weekend. The house will be full tomorrow because all those other shops that were qualifying, they're all going to be here too, fitted into the flight where they're supposed to be and shooting against their competition too. So until next time, we'll see you, and like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
Right now it's pointing at you.